Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? Chillix, welcome back to Fate Grand Order. Last time we did the prologue for part 2, and that set up some crazy shit. Like Chaldea was invaded. We're now we're kind of exiled out of the plane of existence now. And yeah, we're gonna have to. Oh, and the Team 1 or Team A. Sorry, it's Team A, not Team 1. Masters are now our enemies. So that's not good. Hey Heavy 6, hey Gogeta. But yeah, now we're going to be entering Lost Belt 1, which I'll be honest, I'm kind of I would have thought that they would have had us deal with the one who invaded Chaldea, like, not first, right? I would have thought maybe like second or third, but no, she's the first one. I don't know why. I don't know. It just seems odd that they're having us deal with the person who invaded Chaldea first. Also, I thought there'd be a confirmation thing, but no, I clicked it and it immediately started. Oh, okay. And so our history came to an end. Yeah, it's been 90 days since the invasion from space began. In that time, the entire planet's been wiped clean. Oh, we've been fighting back for 3 months. 3 long, arduous months. Every single attempt ended in failure. Of course they did. Oh! Okay. We had all kinds of security measures in place to deal with other countries, but we were completely unprepared for an invasion from outer space. The United States fought hard to the last man, but even so, they only lasted a matter of days. With no other options left to them, all the few remaining humans could do was stand by and stare around, dumbfounded at the endless stretch of nothingness. Everyone resigned themselves to the fact that each passing day could well and truly be their last. But not me. I just couldn't let it end like this. Oh, and who are you? So I turned my back on the campsite and walked away like a petulant child, casting a deaf ear to the people offering up their final prayers. Because I don't think we're on Ritsuka right now. At least I would assume. Before me, I saw a vast wasteland of endless white. Any trace of humanity had been erased. We no longer had any hope for survival, let alone of turning the tide. Nothing we tried had even the slightest effect. In this wasteland, I searched through old records like a raccoon pawing through garbage. I managed to find an old motorcycle, with barely enough fuel for a one-way trip, and began riding across the blinding white wasteland. It's just, nothing about this makes sense. There's so many unanswered questions. If I'm going to die, I at least want to know why. Yeah, it's fair. I can accept an alien invasion. I can even accept the end of the world. Oh, okay. You're very open, but I can't accept not knowing why they invaded us or how. The invasion lasted a good 90 days. There must have been some sign leading up to it. Someone must have seen this coming. Yeah. Or maybe someone knew this was coming and decided to let it happen. How did the invaders first make their way to Earth to begin with? Someone needs to figure at least that much out, or humanity will never be able to rest in peace. So I'll keep exploring until I find a lead. Some sort of clue that could lead me to the answers I seek. This recording might just be me talking to myself, but still, there's every chance that this is the last document remaining on Earth. My name is David Blue Book. Okay. I'm an oddball setting off on the last trip of his life, searching for answers in a world where I'll be lucky to see tomorrow. David Blue Book. I assume that'll probably be important. That name, maybe. Researcher's log 2018. 18 hours have passed since the events we observed in New Mexico. At last, Subject E has been relocated to the space. Subject E? Honestly, I can barely contain my excitement. This is the biggest thing to happen since the Roswell UFO incident in 1947. I have no idea how it ended up making an emergency landing on this planet, and I don't care. What I do know is that our visitor is at death's door, and needs our help if it's going to survive. I also know that it's an intelligent life form, and is nothing like us humans. Its form beggars belief. Thank goodness for the boundless capacity of the human imagination. Yeah, have you read Ishsok? Never mind. Never mind. This visitor from a distant world looks exactly like the sort of thing one would see in a horror movie. My orders are to perform surgery on this new friend from beyond the stars to save its life and hopefully establish communication. I'm literally trembling with excitement. My entire staff and I are eager to begin our work. Yeah, I imagine. This will be a difficult operation, but we will save it. This will be by far the most fulfilling work I've ever done. How could I not see that it succeeds? My only regret is that I won't be able to share these discoveries with the outside world. This project is as classified as they come, and who knows if it will ever be disclosed to the public. Probably not. Until then, we must continue to nurse it back to health in secret, here in this underground facility. It's here that I must study this strange new life form. These tree roots come to life. A demon god pillar? That's the only thing that comes to mind that we've seen so far, at least. That would kind of sort of fit that description, is a demon god pillar. So maybe another one somehow, someway survive. The council will decide your fate. Kirstaria. It's been 90 days, 3 full months since the Tree of Emptiness took root. The world has been successfully rewritten with the Lost Belts. The felling theoretical phenomenon is complete. Let us take a moment to celebrate this milestone. None of this would have been possible without each of your devoted efforts. Psh, you're giving us way too much credit, Kirstaria. None of us has done anything worth celebrating yet. The foreign god did all the work, invading and rewriting history and the world and all that. All we've done is keep our Lost Belt kings in good spirits. The real work's only just starting, yeah?
You don't get it, Beryl. Stabilizing the Lost Belts and growing the tree are one and the same. Lord Kashtaria is telling us to devote ourselves to maintaining our contracts with the Lost Belt servants. Particularly masters like you, who treat this as some kind of game.
Whoa, easy there, Ophelia. Looks really can kill when you're the one giving them. I'm guessing she's the Chunibyo, but isn't actually Chunibyo, because she does in fact have a power in her right eye, left from our POV, but her right. That aside, Lord Kashtaria, huh? Changed a bit since you woke up, haven't you? Nah, don't worry. I won't give you too much shit about that. I get why you'd want to cling to someone under the circumstances. But as long as you're on the subject, let me make something clear here. I've never been more serious in my life. We already died once. Think I don't know better than to treat this like a game? This foreign god person might have resuscitated us this time, but I don't see that happening a second time. So you better believe that I want to get things taken care of while I'm still kicking. After all, I can only enjoy stealing and killing while you're alive. Don't you agree, David? Isn't he supposed to be the like genius that even Da Vinci was impressed by? You know, I guess geniuses all have their vices. I didn't expect David's to be murder. But, okay. Indeed. You cannot experience the sensation that accompanies methodical killing from the confines of the coffin. Happily, our respective regions are quite primitive, so we are afforded plenty of opportunities for that experience now. You said it. They keep coming at us, practically begging us to kill them. Not a lot of time to screw around, huh?
I see. I feel sorry for your lost belts.
What, does she rule it as like a gentle mistress? Oh, yeah, this is the guy who's like really kind, right? Yeah, even in the intro opening, he looked like he was struggling with something. He must not enjoy what they're doing. He might be the only one we have a chance at maybe getting on our side. Maybe? And this pepperoncino.
What's the matter, Caddock? Beryl is his usual self, but you seem a bit off. What's bothering you? You look dreadful. Oh my, those bags under your eyes. Have you not been sleeping? Or is it just that you're under a lot of stress?
Both. Never mind me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to.
I'm sorry. You know I can't do that, Caddock. If you really want me to leave you be, then at the very least, I need to see a smile from you. How could I not be sad, seeing your friend so down in the dumps? I can't help worrying about you, whatever you might think on the subject. Understand, if you really want to be alone, you need to be strong enough to handle it. And if you're letting your stress show like that, then you clearly aren't. Why not try relieving a bit of that stress with a bit of fun?
Is your fun murder or something else?
This suggestion won't win points for originality, but how about some tea? I found some great tea leaves here in my own lost belt. I'd be happy to let you have some. I bet the Grand Duchess would be delighted as well.
None of your business. I swear, you just don't change no matter what happens, do you, Pepe?
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere. I must say that wasn't bad, Caddick.
I'm not praising you. That was an insult. Sheesh. How come you're not telling this guy not to treat us like a game, Ophelia?
Pepperoncino's different. He's always like this.
But isn't... Okay, well... Exactly. He doesn't listen to what people tell him. Just think about that weird nickname he picked for himself. He's a dyed-in-the-wool optimist. Or maybe a natural-born outlaw. Either way, you don't want to see him get serious, you know. He'd only ever show his true colors if the shit really hit the fan. Like the apocalypse or something. Actually, scratch that. Maybe not even then. Yeah, seeing as this is kind of is the apocalypse, but you know.
No more wasting our time. Kishtaria, what did you want to talk about? You've already reported in about our lost belts. Mine isn't fit for territory expansion, and I have no intention of competing with the rest of you. If you want to fight over who gets to rule this planet, knock yourselves out. Did I not already tell you all this?
You think we buy that? You can't just shut yourself away and sit this one out, Akuta. In the end, we're going to have to choose a single lost belt. If you give up on expanding on your lost belt's territory, it'll just be a matter of time until another lost belt invades it. You really want to just lose by default? You're okay with that?
Yes, I am. And if my lost belt ends up disappearing, I'm fine with that too. This time I just want to stay there right up to the end. As long as I'm satisfied, I'll go along with the rest of the cryptors.
So you don't give a shit about this power struggle thing, huh? Can't blame you. We all know who's gonna win anyway. Kashtaria's could beat all of ours put together with one hand tied behind its back. And this whole game to figure out who's gonna be the king of the earth has been rigged from the start. I mean, you should see how bad mine and David's lost belts are. There's just no way these are possibilities for how humanity would turn out. But there's not a damn thing wrong with Kashtaria's lost belt. Hell, things might even be better there than in proper human history. No fair, right? I swear, he was already the favorite to win before we even got started. No accounting for the luck of a born nobleman, huh? I'm surprised Daybits is that bad, because again, he's the genius, isn't he? But I also don't know how the Lost Belts were formed. Maybe they were formed to begin with, and then the Cryptors were added in? That would make sense. Because if it was built from his mind, I can't see Daybits turning out poorly, but I'm assuming they were probably installed into pre-existing belts.
Barrow, hold your tongue. Lord Kishtaria conquered that city entirely on his own merits. Why else do you think he has no fewer than 3 divine spirits? Three divine, okay.
Oh god, what voice did I give him?
You will hold your tongue as well, Ophelia. Beryl is not incorrect. But... it's alright. It is plain to all that I'll emerge the victor. No comments about how I go about claiming my inevitable victory will change that. Now then, hologram or not, I did not call you all here today to go over your lost belt's growth. An hour ago, one of my servants foretold the appearance of a spirit origin graph and a round circle.
I guess, we're making our move.
The spirit origin graph belongs to Chaldea, while the round circle no doubt refers to Mash Kirilite's shield. This means they're finally about to re-emerge from void space, following their escape from Antarctica. So they're still alive, even after 3 whole months spent wandering void space. I see. And after Coin Sky, I went all that trouble to have the Mages Association appoint a new director, who should have been easy to manipulate. Perhaps you made the wrong choice, Wodheim. My servant could have destroyed the entire base, you know. No, our plan was the best option available. Chaldea's defenses may not have been airtight, but they were formidable nonetheless. In order for us to take control, it was necessary to convince Chaldea to let us in willingly. By disguising ourselves as staff, and then shut down Chaldea from within. Had we done things differently, the Chaldeans would simply have race-shifted away and stopped us. Coin Sky's plan was well conceived. With the benefit of hindsight, the only issue is the fact that a certain servant did not act of their own accord. But that is hardly Caddick's fault. After all, of the 3 servants who served as the Foreign Gods' envoys, neither the priest nor Coin Sky were our own. So, do you know where the Chaldeans are going to show up? Lamentably, my servant's predictions did not reach that far into the future. All I know is that they will emerge in a matter of hours. That's it? So what? We're just supposed to get back to our posts and each keep an eye out for... They'll emerge in Russia, inside the Lost Belt. How do you know that? Simple logic. How else? The only thing they know about Earth as it is now is the identities of the servants who attacked Chaldea. That's their only possible connection for emerging from void space. For them, the Opportunity are both a threat and a means to determine their destination. So it all comes down to retribution, huh? We got them good, so now they want to get us back. Which means they'll be gunning for me first and foremost. Perhaps. Anyway, if they're the kind of people to seek revenge, that'll make them easier to deal with.
I don't think it's about revenge. I think, again, it's literally just about they know who they're dealing with in that one regard. Like, there's no reason to believe it is. I mean, it might be, but I doubt it. I don't think Da Vinci would let us do this if vengeance was a large motivator. I would think. Out for vengeance, huh? Man, that's rough. I doubt you'll be able to talk your way out of that one. I know. How about I help you, Caddick? You don't really go in for all that rough and tumble stuff, do you? If you want, I can play teacher for you. Show you how it's done. Hard pass. Oh, whoops. Hard pass. Stick to your own lost belt. I get enough faux big brother shit from Pepe. Nah, come on. I really am concerned for you, you know? Besides, Pepperoncino is more like your old man than our big bro. But fine. If you're set on doing this yourself, I can respect that. Good luck handling this yourself, Caddick. Go show the Grand Duchess what you're made of. Just don't push yourself too hard, alright? If things start looking dicey, don't be afraid to bail. We're just competing. We're not enemies. But we got no use for a crypter who's lost their lost belt. If you just want to live out your life in peace, nobody's gonna stop you. Right, Wodime? I don't know if he agrees, apparently.
Kadok, as you know, we have all consented to a non-aggression pact. As cryptors, our goal is to expand our respective Lost Belt's territories. Eventually, our Lost Belt's borders will clash, and one will inevitably be consumed. Thus will the Lost Belt with the strongest foundation of humanity feed upon the weaker ones. But it is in that clash, and only in that clash, that a cryptor may interfere with another cryptor's Lost Belt. If Chaldea disappear in Russia, then it falls to the king of Russia's Lost Belt to deal with them. Our duty is the reconstruction of humanity within our Lost Belts, to build a world where humans and gods can once more coexist in harmony. Now that the foreign gods' invasion has ended, the task of disposing of Chaldea is extraneous at best. It is at this stage nothing more than a chore. Still, I suppose I must admit that they remain a hindrance. They do have a great deal of experience overturning worlds. Kadok, I look forward to seeing what you're capable of. Eliminate this nuisance and grow Russia's tree as quickly as you can. Succeeding in the latter should make the former markedly easier. For my part, I would like to see all the Lost Belts realize their full potential, for each is the potential of humanity itself. It would be a travesty for one of them to end before its history has had a chance to flourish. You don't have to tell me. I'm here to win as much as any of you.
Well, aside from Akuta, apparently, but...
This is where I sign off. If Chaldea is coming for me, I'll be there to greet them.
He reminds me of, Karya, a little bit.
I'm going to head back to the throne as well. My king's thirst for exploration and conquest is insatiable.
I think I know who her king is. Don't spoil it, but I'm pretty sure I know. Like, these two words right here are a pretty big giveaway. I could be wrong, but I'm right now in my head I'm going with I mean, you can probably guess who I'm thinking. There's no telling
what sort of trouble he might get into if I leave him if you leave him alone for too long.
Right then. I'll be off as well. Let me know if Russia sends out an SOS.
Alright, I must say though, you certainly seem happy about this barrel. You must get off from seeing Kadok, struggling.
Now, what sort of heartless bastard do you take me for, Pepperoncino? I'm actually worried about him, you know. I was an only child, so I like to think of him as the little brother I never had. Why would I want to see him die? I just want to be a good big brother and look out for him. Uh-huh.
Besides, I'm thrilled to hear that is still alive.
Okay. Are you talking about Ritsuka, MASH, or Da Vinci? I guess we'll find out.
I haven't been this happy since I first broke into their ICU. Dr. Roman kicked me out before we could have a bit of fun together back then.
Oh, yeah, he's talking about MASH. Oh boy. Can we kill this guy? You know, I kind of want to see about maybe saving Caddick, but this guy can die. You know, this guy. He can go 10,000 feet under.
Before we could have a bit of fun together back then. But now there's no one left to get in the way. Goodness me. I don't know what we're going to do about him. Anyway, I'd best be starting off too. Something doesn't seem right on my end either. But while you're here, David, there's something I'd like to ask you about regarding my report. What do you think about the cube in my lost belt? I have little information to go on. Do you still want my thoughts? Of course. I would so love to hear your assessment. I think that thing is your Achilles heel. The weakest of weak points for you and your lost belt. If Vodime or I had your lost belt, it'd be the first thing we got rid of. But in your particular case, Pepperoncino, I would leave it alone. That's just who you are. I see. And then maybe I'll wait and see how it goes. Though personally, I'd love to cut it out now. Alright, I'm signing off. Our next meeting's a month from now, yes? See you then. Each of the other cryptors has returned to their posts. Are you sure this is for the best, Lord Kushtaria? Truthfully, I doubt Caddick is up to the task of maintaining Russia's lost belt.
Damn, no faith in your bro, huh?
The Russian King's spirit origin strength is on par with a divine spirit servant. You may be able to control him, Lord Kushtaria, but there's no way Caddick can.
Besides Pepe's revealed in Saturn 2. Yeah, sure. I assume, well... I assume Kushtaria is probably... English? Maybe? Oh, okay, yeah, I was right. Caddick is Polish, Ophelia is German. That makes sense, yeah. I feel like that's a trope in a lot of anime. Whenever you have a German, or not always, but a lot of the time, I feel like if there's a German woman, she has an eye patch. I feel like there's it wasn't, yeah, the silver-haired lady from Infinite Stratos was German, wasn't she? And she had an eye patch. I feel like that's another example, but I can't think of it. I guess Japan likes giving German women eye patches, or at least in 3 different examples, which 3 is a lot. You know, I feel like 3 is more than a coincidence at that point. Daybits from Nevada? Damn. That's a rather random one. There's no way Caddick can. If the remnants of Chaldea show up there and start making trouble, there's no telling what might happen to Russia's lost belt.
you worried Cadix lost the belt may be destroyed before it can become food for the others, Ophelia? No, it's not that. It's just the way he was behaving left me with a bad feeling. And there are times when he prioritizes the Grand Duchess's wishes over our objective.
Oh, did Caddick fall in love?
So his rather ordinary nature has backfired. Very well. You do have a point. Canis, it is time to make use of your sea-crossing authority.
Oh? Sending your servant to invade, well, not invade, but, you know, observe what happens in Russia. Okay.
Observe Caddick's actions. If he has indeed turned his back on our mission, you will see to his punishment.
Are you kidding me, Master? Oh, God. I want to give her, like, a strong, womanly voice, but I feel like if I go... Whenever I try and, like, do more feminine, it ends up high-pitched. Are you kidding me, Master? No, it's not good. German eye-pitch woman. Right, Asuka! That's the one I was forgetting about. I was like, I know there's another one. Who am I missing? The most obvious one. Do you know Canis' legend? I feel like I've heard the name, but no. I don't think so. Not that I recall, at least.
Are you kidding me, Master? You're really sending me, the great Canis, out to do your housekeeping? And all cause this woman won't leave you alone. What sort of heroic spirit do you take me for? A trustworthy one, naturally. You may be coarse, but that is only your pride. And since I have
You what? I'm sorry. You... Huh.
Since I've bested you in combat fair and square, I know you'll not renege on your promise to me. Nor will you renounce your previous statements depending on the situation, unlike the gods. Unless I am mistaken, and you are, in fact, just as fickle as they are. Always got something to say, don't you, human? What a pompous, weak-kneed, pretentious scumbag. Fine, I'll be your little lapdog. But if you think I'm gonna forget about this humiliation, you got another thing coming. My luck. No, the gods' luck must have run out the day I lost to you. You want me to babysit the situation with humans struggling to fight back? Fine, I will.
Okay. Interesting. So in Fate, when she became a servant, she reverted to being female, but retained the mighty warrior element?
I can't believe you're using Canis, the Divine Spirit, as nothing more than an envoy. Are you sure about sending Canis away like this, Lord Gishtaria? Isn't she your bodyguard? It is of no consequence. This is why I made a contract with Canis in the first place. I trust him to be my eyes. From here on, I'll be having him monitor the continent. I will also have him stop by your lost belt as well. I advise you to take caution when he does. As you know, he's not overly fond of women like yourself.
And she became a misogynist when she became a mighty warrior?
If you offend him,
he may just end up erasing your lost belt, king and all.
I'm not so sure about that.
My lost belt's king is certainly a deal more subdued than Russia's, yes. However, her power is easily a match for divine spirits. On top of that, I have the strongest knight ever to live in my charge. Okay. Strongest knight, huh? I can't imagine either of them having anything to fear, even from the divine spirit Canis.
I see. Then I suppose I need to say nothing more. The fate of your lost belt will have an impact on mine as well. If possible, I prefer that our respective lost belts be the last two remaining in our competition. Our victory may be inevitable, but some manners of winning are better than others, and my victory must want for nothing. I expect great things from you, Ophelia. I need as many capable compatriots as possible. Yes. Yes, Lord Gishtaria. I promise I won't let you down.
Methinks he's not attached to her as she is to him.
The roots of cosmic fantasy have descended upon us. The advent of the foreign god is at hand. After 3 months, the lost belts have finished their rewrites. Both this planet and the next generation of human history now belong to us. But that is not enough. I will not be satisfied with that alone. The sages from proper human history abandoned humans in their naivete. He who called himself the King of Mages first pitied humanity, but soon washed his hands of them. But not me. I will never relax my grip. It has been 2,000 years since mystics disappeared, when the foundations of the world were passed on to mankind. Now I'll attempt to reach a world that no sage ever could. I will attempt to enact an idea that no mage has ever before conceived. Just you watch, Marsberry Atmosphere. Watch as I achieve what you only ever dared to dream of.
Methinks you're playing with fire that you shouldn't be. Oh! You're here! Hi! Maybe she's the foreign god that they're all referring to? Or at least an astral projection of it. Not obviously not the actual one, because they said it wasn't there yet. Or something like that. Alright. Empire of Beasts. Sounds great. Sounds lovely. Sounds like we're all in for a good time. Nothing bad could ever happen in a place called the Empire of Beasts. Probably. Here in Mother Russia. Oh. There we go. Damn, it's really getting bad out here. But I can still smell 3 of them. If I don't take them out now, I'll starve to death this winter for sure. Guess I'll just have to hang in there a little longer. Huh? Damn, it's a crit chat. A what? A what now? Damn it, you little... Die! Die! Go to hell! Damn it, what a waste. Damn, now its brains are leaking out. Guess it's time to pack it in. Damn it, I'm so hungry. I really don't want to starve to death. Well, I think you might be in luck there, buddy. Whoa, was that an earthquake? Was that one of the big guys? If it was, I guess I won't have to worry about starving to death. Yeah, because you'll get consumed yourself? Damn it, it's so cold. It's never this cold. And I can't tell if the Opportunity are listening or not, as usual. Looks like it's gonna be an especially harsh winter. On a different note, what the hell's up with that tree? It almost looks like a giant tower. Probably because it is. if I were to hazard a guess. In this version of history, demonic beasts have been present since the very beginning. Okay. Humanity here evolved along a particularly unique route in order to combat both the beasts and the perpetual blizzard that shrouded the land. In this world, there's nothing worse than weakness. To die is to admit defeat. Here, strength is justice, and justice, strength. It's a world of permafrost, where the notion of might makes right has been taken to its logical conclusion. And now Ritsuka and her companions are about to set foot in this alternate history. And it will have a good old dang old time, and, you know, everything will be hunky-dory. We'll talk to the Grand Duchess, talk to the King, have, you know, a nice sit-down, and come to an agreement, and everything will work out great. For sure. Foe? Foe? Morning, Foe. Foe? Foe? It's been a week since all that went down? Foe. Now, are we back in time? Or does time move fast or slower? Here, I guess. Technically slower.
Good morning, Senpai. Are you awake?
Of course I am.
Oh good. Then I hope you don't mind if I come in. I brought you some breakfast.
What is it? Of course, we still only have rations, and only enough for another 6 days. Yeah, it's not great. A lot better than nothing. Yeah, I guess. Thanks, Mash.
We're still continuing our Zero sale. It's been about a week since we embarked. Fortunately, the enemy organization that took over Chaldea doesn't seem to have followed us here.
Well, yeah, they don't have the paper moon thingy, right? Or I hope they don't have one. That'd be tough, but I assume it was the only one.
I wish I knew how long this was going to continue. Time is one of the fundaments of our universe. But time doesn't intrinsically have a past or a future.
Those are just axes we come up with to help us keep track of it. Well, we came up with to help us keep track of it. Or axes. I don't know why I said axes. Axes.
As long as time goes on, a little shake-up
Before or after won't make any difference.
But here in void space,
Time doesn't go on. We won't suffer the effects of age as long as we stay here. But we also don't know what will happen once we emerge into normal space. Yeah, you might age all at once, which would, not be ideal.
we might return at exactly the instant we left. Or we might find that
We've been gone for hundreds of years. Okay, yes, the time is just weird here.
I wouldn't be surprised if we just aged instantly
As soon as we exit void space. Like when Urashima Taro opened the Tamatabeko. That's unsettling. A little bit.
Yes it is. Still, Da Vinci says she's been working on correcting the disparity between us and the outside, so that won't happen. Maybe it'd be best if you talked to her yourself, Senpai.
Okay, so okay. What I was afraid of happening, I guess is happening, is there was no, like, friction period between us and Da Vinci. Which, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them being completely 100% okay with it right away.
Maybe it'd be best if you talk to her yourself. Why don't we go to the cockpit? Fofo? I must say I was relieved to find out the Shadow
Border's interior is more spacious than it looks from the outside. Yeah. I guess we got a hold of some, like, Time Lord technology, somehow. Da Vinci says she managed to give it twice as much room by warping its internal space. Oh yeah, literally, okay.
Thanks to that, we have just enough, living facilities to cover the bare necessities. I do feel a little bad that all 4 staff members
Have to share one room, though. Yeah.
Fofo? Thank you for your concern, Fo.
I have special needs as a demi-servant. My eye.
So I'm staying in the treatment room by myself. As for the other private rooms...
Oh yes, Director Gordolf is staying in the captain's quarters. Da Vinci has her capsule in the computer room, and Holmes seems to be sleeping in the workshop.
Cute, Fo. We also have air conditioning, a storage room,
and an armory! Although the new director has prohibited us from going in there. And since we have 2 large cruisers worth of space, Da Vinci and Holmes were even able to make the cockpit/bridge several meters wide. Right. Alright, let's head to the cockpit now. Enough of this nonsense, you flimsy excuse for a detective. Why do you insist on keeping us here? We must be in a safe zone by now.
It is as I have said, a more difficult question than you seem to realize. We must first discuss how we might even define a safe zone. For example, can we say that we are safe here in void space thanks to lack of enemies in our vicinity? I'm afraid the answer is a resounding no. For that matter, there are no enemies to be found in void space. Consequently, we need not concern ourselves with attempts at we need not to concern ourselves with attempts at pursuit. No, what we must concern ourselves with is a threat far greater, one that quite literally surrounds us. In other words, my good music, the question is not of when we should emerge, but of how. You mean to tell me it's not even possible for us to leave? How can you be so blasé about such a nightmarish prospect? It looks like Holmes and the new director are getting along nicely, Senpai. Is that what you mean? Is that what you're seeing? Because I don't know about that. I'm almost sorry to interrupt them. Good morning, everyone. Ritsuka and Mash Kirilight, reporting in for the latest status update.
Morning.
Good morning, you two. Have you already had breakfast? Yes, thank you. I had an Italian cuisine ration myself, and Senpai is just about to have hers. I'll be honest, I got so used to because I've been watching the anime adaptations. I kind of forgot I was even playing the female Ritsuka. Because all the animations have it as the male, so I was like, yeah, this is normal. Okay.
Ooh, so you lower level employees are stuck with rations, eh? How sad. I had a plate of warm French toast and tea with extra milk myself. It is, of course, important to my role as captain. The captain needs a lot of calories to have enough energy to keep the crew together.
Yeah, sure. Sure, buddy.
I swear, who do you think you are, hogging all the halfway decent non-perishables for yourself?
Ha ha ha. Nothing wrong with that. The quality of one's diet has a pronounced effect on one's mental state, after all. Those who are unwilling to endure discomfort should make every effort to eat well on a daily basis. Besides a hot cup of tea is a small price to pay if it helps eliminate the greatest source of disorder in our little community. Yeah. Don't you agree, Mr. Mounier?
Well, I can't argue with that. Especially when the guy who's less willing to deal with discomfort than anyone is actually managing it.
Haha, you mean me? Not to worry. I still have a store of my own little remedy to fall back on. What is this remedy? If the time ever comes when I need to calm my nerves, it should do the trick nicely. Why, I can keep going like this for a month. Holmes? Buddy, are you doing drugs? Foe.
Oh, never mind how strong your willpower is. You still haven't answered my question, Holmes. You just told me it isn't that you refuse to emerge, but that we can't emerge. What did you mean by that? And remember, I have appointed you Chaldea's new administrative advisor. How about you show a little gratitude for the appointment? Now tell me exactly what is going on.
I'm not normally particularly concerned with titles, but I must say, being an administrative advisor has been a novel experience. To be honest, I'm rather excited to be exercising my own untapped talents to meet this job's demands. How did that end up happening? Does Director Gordolf have a death wish or something?
Well, he's already got Da Vinci serving as his technical advisor, right? He probably just appointed Holmes to administrative stuff, because he doesn't have any other managers to help him right now.
I can hear you, you know.
Now come on, Holmes, out with it. Are we going to survive or aren't we?
I'm afraid survive is too broad a term for me to provide a satisfactory answer, but I can at least outline the possible results of our emergence. Strictly speaking, it is not that we cannot emerge, rather we have nowhere to emerge to. At the present moment, we are voyaging across the void space, a world existing on a negative vector, to put it another way. So in order to return to reality, we need a connection to it. An anchor, if you will. Fortunately, anything should be able to serve as an anchor, as long as it exists in reality. So as long as someone here has such a connection, we should be able to escape from this void space. However, we are unable to do so at this time, which means the world itself has been utterly wiped clean.
Ha! That's ridiculous. What do you mean wiped clean? There's nothing left anywhere? I am certainly willing to admit that it was a terrifying scene, those meteoroids, I suppose they were, falling to Earth while we were in Antarctica. Given their size, the impacts must have been absolutely devastating. No doubt the destruction was many times worse than the tongue work, please. Than the Tunguska event. Terrible as that may be, there is simply no way that could have been a cataclysm capable of wiping every nation off the face of the earth. And of course, let us not forget the clock tower. London's clock tower has been around for millennia. It is the greatest bastion of magecraft in existence, guarded by hundreds of defense mechanisms. There's no possible way it could be destroyed.
You sure about that? I guess no one ever told him about the Mist City. Fo? With all due respect, Gordolf, I'm afraid the Mages Association in London's been destroyed as well. Every single nation, all destroyed. With the exception of those of us here, the entirety of humanity has been wiped from existence. Or at least so Kishtaria Wodan believes. Otherwise, he would never have made that proclamation.
That's impossible. The world couldn't possibly be destroyed so easily. It couldn't possibly. Right? You all agree, don't you? Why are you looking so glum? Stop that. Ritsuka. You may be a cheeky little thing, but I can tell your sensibilities are much more in line with my own.
Do we?
Go on then. You tell them. Tell them Holmes is making this all up. Or wrong or something.
This isn't the first time this sort of thing's happened.
Huh? Don't tell me you're serious about this too. Aren't you like me?
Fo?
It can't be. Then there really is nothing left at all left on Earth. Not even my beloved Hawaii? Or the Monaco Grand Prix? Or the racetrack I always dreamed of visiting one day? The Suzuka Circuit? This is terrible. But then again, this could be our chance to create a brand new organization for Magecraft from scratch. What do you all think? When life gives you lemons, right?
And how would we do that when all the rest of humanity's been wiped out? But hey, if you want to make an association of one, go nuts, old man.
I am not old. I may have a year or two on you, but I'm still a dashing specimen in the prime of my youth.
Right. Oh, that said, we do have one possible exit point. And there's something on Earth to which we both have a connection, and that has a solid chance of existing. The Opportunity, the garbed army that attacked Chaldea. We know of them, and they know of us.
Yeah, he's 28, I believe. If I remember correctly. Phoenix Music has his priorities right. The world's ended and the first thing on his mind is racing. I mean, hey, you know, when under stress, you gotta cling to your hobbies, you know? Relieve that stress.
We know of them, and they know of us. And that makes an almost complete connection between our two groups. If we were to emerge now, we would most likely do so wherever they currently are. You mean?
We'd end up at their HQ.
I see. Right into the heart of enemy territory, eh? That would certainly be extremely dangerous. Yes, it would.
But we can't stay here in void space forever. Yeah.
The Shadow Border's reserves are running low. We're almost out of food, water, and power. Indeed. We'll need to emerge soon no matter what. But I would like to do so at the best possible time. Fortunately, we have the Paper Moon, a compass capable of measuring standard space and void space simultaneously. We've been using it all this time to look for a comparatively safe location wherever we emerge, which is to say, an area devoid of hostiles. Isn't that right, Da Vinci? I take it you're about done by now. Good morning, everyone. It's me, Da Vinci. No need to fill me in. I've been listening along this whole time. In fact, whenever I'm acting as the computer room's bio unit, I can see everything that happens inside the Shadow Border. Still don't go thinking you can keep any secrets from me, Gerdolf. That goes for you too, Holmes.
She's like, or he's like, she knows about my addiction. Does that also mean? Well, hopefully none of the staff or Ritsuka were you know, rubbing one out. But I doubt Da Vinci would out them. I think Da Vinci would have tact. Probably. Maybe. Actually, would she? No, I'm not so sure now. I'm sure it's probably not a problem. Probably.
Now then, I've already got my eye on an area crawling with opportunity.
Uh-huh.
I've also gone ahead and plotted a course to emerge there.
As luck would have it, we're even nearing a current that should do the trick nicely. If we head that way now, we could hitch a ride and be carried along that course in about 5 minutes. If we miss this wave, we'll have to wait 10 days for the next one. By that time, the Shadow Border will be almost completely out of power. So what I'm getting at is... if we're going to emerge, it's now or never. Yeah.
You got it. That's what I like to hear, Ritsuka. Make sure to stop by and thank me for being so amazing later.
Sure. Incidentally, according to the Paper Moon, this wave will bring us back to standard space approximately 90 days after we left.
So that means we'll be emerging around early April in the year 2020.
No, not 2020. Obviously be, 2018 and JP. But still. Right? That is right? They adjusted the years for the Ian version, right? So it would be 2018 in canon? Yeah, okay. I had to double check. I was pretty sure that was the case. But... yeah. Alright.
Could have ended up on a wave that would have taken us there
100 years later. Yeah. That would not have been ideal. If we'd emerged into standard space then, it'd probably be way too late to do anything.
So slow down, slow down.
Honestly, I get they wanted to keep it in line with, like, the release date. Right? I feel like they should have just kept it as, like, the JP. Like, the canon dates. Because it just makes it confusing. I feel like they should have just kept it and been like, yeah, this takes place in year 2 and I don't know. But I still understand why they did it. I just, you know.
You mean a few days difference can affect our exit time that much? Is that normal for zero sail travel?
This is seeing as how this is the first time we've zero sail traveled. I guess, yeah, technically.
If we emerged 100 years later, the music residence would be no more than a ruin. You can't do that. That's my house.
Buddy, I think it's already a ruin.
Notice how much quicker he is to grasp stuff when it affects him directly? I try to remember that everything on Earth has already been destroyed. Now then, it seems we're faced with a decision. The perfect wave on which we can ride to re-enter reality is nearly upon us. Are you all prepared to take it? There's no telling what the world will look like when we get there. All we can say for certain at this point is that we'll be emerging on the Opportunity's home turf. We are very likely to be attacked the moment we appear. Even so, we're ready.
We'll just have to take that chance. Better than dying here.
What are you? Some sort of adventure-crazed nut?
Maybe. Kinda. Not wrong.
What was that, Mr. Mignet? I don't know. We collided with something. And now the left screw is shut down.
Huh?
We found the void space's border wall. The collision has damaged our armor. Part of the logic formula is missing. What did you say? The armor's been damaged. Why did you impoverished fools use such cheap materials? If I still had my fortune, money would have been no object.
He must have spent all his money acquiring Chaldea.
Well, this certainly isn't good.
We can't maintain the vehicle's balance anymore. Looks like this is it for our maiden zero sail. You can still get us out, right? At least we should still be able to raise the bow and re-enter standard space. But after that, I think we'll need to step outside to make repairs. Holmes.
Quite so. Given the circumstances, our hands are tied. This is indeed the end for our maiden zero sail. All hands prepare to emerge. All done talking? Then let's go catch ourselves a wave. I didn't agree to that. Wait, let me get my seatbelt on. All hands, take your seats. You're not to get incapacitated under any circumstances. That goes for you too, Ritsuka. As long as you're strapped in, you won't suffer any serious injuries. Trust me, I speak from experience.
Well, I mean, you can still break ribs if you collide with something wearing a seatbelt, but you know. It takes a, yeah, no, we'll be fine. Chart plus minus convert. The chances of that is pretty slim though. but still possible. Commencing Shadow Border is a stalking sequence into reality why did I say sub? Into reality boundary. Firing existence verification tether into reality space. Opportunity anchor point confirmed. What's gonna happen? Yeah, I guess no one knows. Not even the nose knows. Nobody can even guess. So we must be prepared for anything. The only way we'll learn what awaits us when we emerge is to see it for ourselves. Emerging from void space. 30 seconds until arrival in reality space. 0 sail complete. Emerging into reality space. Here's Shadow Border. Ooh. Going up. Lost belt number 1. Lost belt depth D. 1570? Question mark? Oh. Oh boy, here we are. Anchor point. Oh my god. Hey, let me see who I was gonna change. Nah, never mind. I was gonna change my team around, but I can. Oh, there's not even a battle yet. I was like, probably gonna have to fight some opportunity, but I guess not. Or not yet. I assume the final node will probably have a fight. Probably. Maybe. Also, I'll be right back. I have to pee really badly. Give me like 2-3 minutes. Okay, sorry. Took more than 3 minutes, but I'd stop and get a little snacky snack. A few cashews. Okay. Empire of Beasts. Node 2. Okay, I think we're alive at least. Reality space anchor attached. Reality verification complete. Establishing Shadow Border's existence. 0 sale. Return successful. That's good. Real good. I say, I'm alive. I'm alive. My limbs have never felt so solid. It's like I've gained several kilograms since we were in void space. Attention, an armor plate came loose during re-entry. Further 0 sales, currently impossible. Please replenish materials and food supplies and perform regular repairs and tune-ups on the Shadow Border to ensure future safe travels. I see. It's a wonder the Shadow Border held up this well, given the less than ideal circumstances in which we... we did it! We're back on Earth! We can go outside! Fresh air at last! I wouldn't step out right now. I would let the servants go first. Or servant. Well, there's multiple. I doubt maybe Da Vinci would step out, who knows. But yeah, well, I would hold your horses. I wonder what it's like outside now. We're not bobbing around, so we're probably on land. Quit shoving, I know you feel. But I can't unlock the door until you settle down. Let's see, first we release this bolt. Well now, I suppose I'd have expected this. Who wouldn't be curious about the state of the world? Now, given the circumstances. It is, after all, our home. We fought so hard to protect it. The miracle of our return from such a perilous voyage, no doubt pales in comparison. True. It's getting warm enough I don't need this second jacket. Indeed, I'd expect nothing less from Chaldea's staff. Though I must say, it's a tad too dazzling for me to view directly. Everyone's rushing towards the cockpit's emergency exit. Are you sure you don't want to join them, Senpai? You better believe I'm gonna go check it out right away. Not you too, Ritsuka. Damn it, what about me? Is it okay if I leave the monitor for a little, Holmes? I want to see what it's like out there with my own 2 eyes. I'm sorry, Mr. Mounier, but someone has to stay here and keep an eye on the monitor. After all, I too have been waiting with bated breath to see what lies on the other side of that door. Damn. Is that so? Fine, what do I care? I'm just a sad, lonely geek anyway. Mounier always gets the shaft, so why should things change now? Man, what have you been through, buddy? The emergency exit's opening. Senpai, we're finally going to have some natural light. Light? Yeah, about that. Blizzard, yep. It's freezing! Close the door! Close the door! How very cold it is. My coat is frosting over. Quick, close the door. Yes, sir. Yeah. Phew, I thought I was done for. But that snowfield is off for a brief moment. Man, that was a close one. Good thing I cranked up the heat. Is everyone okay? You should know better than to just open the door the moment we stop at some strange part of the world. You know what? Fair enough. That's fair.
I trust you've all learned your lesson, yes? No more going outside after a zero sail until we finish checking the conditions around the anchor point.
Okay, Mom. Whatever you say.
Failing to follow that protocol could be hazardous to your health. Now, are you all ready to hear my report? Yes, I'm terribly sorry for acting carelessly.
So what's going on with the blizzard?
It's a perfectly ordinary blizzard. Just like the ones we're all well acquainted with by this point. There's no atmospheric pollution and no hostiles in the area. Oh, it's good. Presently, the shadow border is smack dab in the middle of the blizzard. The odd bit is that it's 100 degrees below zero out there. Yeah! So if you plan to go outside and want to live more than a couple minutes, you'll need some serious cold protection. I don't suppose you have any, wearable mystic codes that bring your temperature up by like 100 degrees? I suppose, or ideally more like 110 degrees. And if that wasn't enough, take a look at this footage. Oh? What is this? Is that an aurora? And a storm? It looks like a massive supercell. How am I supposed to figure out the scale here with no frame of reference? It does look like it's rather big, but... Oh, it's big alright. Ready to have your minds blown? This storm is literally endless. Oh. It covers every inch of Russia, like a wall around the entire world. And the aurora blocks all kinds of electromagnetic waves, so it's completely impossible to break through. I can tell some of you want to write it off as just a storm, but you really shouldn't. This storm can tear steel apart, level entire cities, and destroy the world as we know it. No wonder people thought of it as a god during the Age of Gods. Remember, storms are the single most powerful source of naturally produced energy on the planet. And one this massive is bound to be raging around with all the energy of a nuclear bomb. It stretches as far as the eye can see. Humanity has yet to invent anything in the way of a vehicle capable of breaking through a storm like this. Nothing could get through this storm. No weapon, no vehicle, nothing. So what you're saying is we won't be beating this storm. Never mind. Which means that even once we get the shadow border up and running, we won't be able to leave this place. In short, we are trapped in a world about which we know nothing. Oh! That's great! Love that. Now, Gordulf. At least we're no longer in any immediate danger. For that matter, the zero sail was incredibly dangerous in its own right, since it inverted our very existence into the negative zone. I believe it would benefit our chances of survival tremendously if we were to regroup here. Well, it is certainly an emergency, and we do need to regroup. Da Vinci, does the shadow border possess the ability to camouflage itself? Of course it does. This vessel is designed to handle the void. It's got tons of features. In fact, it has optical and conceptual camouflage. It messes with all the observer's perceptions and senses. Then for the moment, we needn't worry about danger, or finding us smartly from the outside. That, of course, does not account for possible problems from the inside. Why do we only have one blanket per person? And why are you being so stingy with the heat? Don't you realize it's getting colder in here by the minute? Do you want us to freeze to death? What other choice do we have, Gordolf? We've got to save all the power we can right now. Deal with it. Besides, the way things are going, we'll probably starve to death before we freeze to death, since I don't see us finding more food in this mess. Oh. I guess that's a positive?
Hey, if it comes to that, I bet the new director outlives us all. Probably. Got a lot of fat stores that his body can burn. Oh, so you can tell how resilient I am, eh? Flattery will get you nowhere, young lady. Yeah, flatter. Still, I commend your keen eye. Indeed, I am Music the Phoenix. It'll take more than a little hunger to bring me down. I am possessed of an indomitable fighting spirit, overwhelming bravery and tenacity for days. With such qualities at my command, I too have no doubt that I would survive the longest of anyone here. I believe Senpai was alluding to your excess, energy reserves. And indeed, food is but one of several problems we face. Let us take stock of the current situation. I've got a reading on the temperature out there. It's exactly what Technical Advisor Da Vinci said it was. 100 degrees below zero. No human being could survive in this. As for our position, it looks like we're somewhere in Russia. Russia? Damn, so Holmes was right. We've literally fallen right into the Opportunity's laps. But hang on, how's that possible? I knew we were adrift for some time, but how could we reach Russia from Antarctica? We would have had to sail halfway across the world for that to happen. Did void space make that possible? More or less. In void space, real-world distances have no meaning. Instead, the distance we can travel corresponds exactly to the time it takes to calculate coordinates and verify our existence. Now take a look at the paper moon. Oh? That's a two-dimensional world map. I can see 7 locations that seem to be layered differently than the rest of the map. So they are. I didn't notice at first, since this thing loops around on itself. But you're right. It reminds me of the 7 singularities. They caused the incineration of humanity. Though, of course, the current circumstances differ substantially. The 7 singularities existed at different points in time. A vertical axis. But in this time period, these 7 abnormal regions exist simultaneously. And Russia, where we are now, is one such region. Not quite. It's too early to tell. Kind of, but not quite. Given what Kishtaria said during his transmission, I believe these regions are not the past, but... God, so cold. But I finished looking over the shadow border. Nice work. You must have been freezing even in just the few short minutes you were out there. So, how's my baby holding up? Well, frankly, it won't be possible to make repairs. For starters, we don't have a logic formula to let us withstand void space. Nor do we have the armor plating we would need to carve the formula into. And well, the engine's not in great shape after we overtaxed it. We'll need at least a little time to get it back up and running. How much time? It's so cold. But at least it's not as bad now. It should warm up a little once it gets to midday. As long as we avoid working at night, we should be able to get by with just our snowsuits. You sure about that? Okay. Whatever you say. Glad to hear it. Make sure you grab a hot shower before you catch cold or anything. This is the one time you'll get to rest up as much as you want. In fact, maybe you'd prefer a hot bath? No thank you, a hot towel will do. We really have to conserve electricity now, after all. Okay, the staff is being very understanding. Which, I mean, I guess they kind of have to. Good. Let us take matters one problem at a time. At the moment, our most pressing concern
is this singularity-esque location. I trust our new director has no issue with us investigating this land and correcting the problem. New director? No, not at all. As a devoted magecraft practitioner myself, I cannot turn a blind eye to this matter. If there is a singularity to be corrected, we must do so simply as a matter of course.
You know, I know I said last time that I was like, I hope he dies, but rather than him dying, I hope he grows. Like, maybe seeing all the crazy stuff happening and then, you know, experiencing it, and maybe there's room for growth there. Maybe. Potentially.
Furthermore, the Shadow Border's armor is damaged, and we are unable to move from our current location. In which case, one of us must venture out and find someone with whom we can barter or negotiate, and arrange for a suitable replacement for our missing armor plate. And fix the singularity while they're at it.
I've got this. No hesitation.
Miss Ritsuka. I see you're quite eager to help, Miss Ritsuka. Perhaps even recklessly so. But for the moment, I will spare you the lecture. You may not currently have any servants capable of aiding you in battle, but you are still a master. Furthermore, you are far and away the most experienced fighter out of everyone here. At this point, you're the only one we can send to investigate this area.
Actually, you know what I just thought about? Where is Musashi during this, right? Because I assume she wasn't on the plan or in our version of reality when things went down, right? Because she would still go off doing her... Oh no, she said she would adventure our world, right? Or something? Oh yeah, I feel like she's gonna come into play in one of the singularities. Or not singularities, but Lost Belts. At least I would think. I would hope. Don't spoil, by the way. Either way, don't say anything.
At this point, you're the only one who can send to investigate this area. It'll be extremely dangerous. As the administrative advisor, I'm ashamed I must ask this of you.
Then will you be escorting Senpai as her bodyguard, Holmes?
Naturally. I'll do so to the best of my ability. Fieldwork is, of course, one of my many specialties. Now regarding your mystic code.
Wait. I don't want to do it all.
Director Gordolf?
Holmes, you're one of our precious few fighters. As the only servant capable of handling the situation, I forbid you from leaving this vehicle.
You what?
This armored car is the last bastion of humanity itself. There must be a combat-ready servant here to defend it. So you are to stay here and do exactly that, Holmes. Understand? That is a direct order from your commander.
Oh, if it's just a servant you need, there's another one right here, you know. Or have you already forgotten about me and my genius?
You're not a real servant.
You're just an imitation who's lost any combat ability you may have once had. You sure about that?
Holmes is the only real fighter we have, and we can't afford to send him out into a dangerous area we still know nothing about. Ritsuka, during our investigation, you adamantly refused to cooperate with us, correct? Each and every time we asked you if a certain report was all made up, and insisted that you lot never actually saved the world. All you said was Chaldea fulfilled its mission admirably. Not bad for a youngster like yourself. Indeed, I commend your attitude.
Indeed.
As such, I see no problem whatsoever with my plan. You're a proven warrior, as you demonstrated by repairing the past singularities.
What sort of director would I be if I didn't trust a proven master? A poor excuse for one, that's what. And so I'm placing my implicit trust in you. Uh-huh.
So listen up. You're to go on this expedition alone. The rest of us will relay instructions to you from this operations room.
What? You can't make Senpai handle this all alone.
Does that mean you're withdrawing the testimony you provided to the Inquiry Board? Were your claims that Chaldea had not been sitting around merely twiddling its thumbs for the last year no more than lies?
Of course I'll go.
Indeed. Both Miss Ritsuka and the new director are correct. The Shadow Border's destruction would mean the end of humanity itself. It is indeed important that we investigate this area, but we must concentrate the bulk of our efforts on keeping the Shadow Border and the Paper Moon safe. Therefore, I will remain to guard the Shadow Border, and do whatever I can to aid the expedition from here. All that said, the fact remains that it would also be reckless to send Miss Ritsuka out on her own. It is 100 degrees below zero outside, and there is no telling what else may be lying in wait.
I know that. I want to send her off without a buddy. Let's see. One of you called me an old man. What was his name again?
Saute? Picata? Not quite.
Oh, crap.
It's the cooking method that uses butter and lemon juice.
What?
To Ritsuka?
That's it. Mounier. Mounier. Get your armaments in order. You'll be joining Ritsuka on her expedition.
Yeah,
I knew it. Why me? Oomph. You're an operator. Your job is to man the controls and keep an eye on the monitors. Now that the border is parked, this is simply the best way for you to make yourself useful. Besides, if worst comes to worst, I know someone who can fill in as the driver.
You really want to take this thing for a spin, huh?
I mean, you're not wrong, but... Damn it, I guess I got no choice.
Wait. I'll go with Senpai.
I believe that would be the best possible option.
For one thing, I have even fewer ways to be useful here than Mr. Mounier does.
And I can also fight for brief periods, just like I did at Chaldea. I guess that's true, bruh. I'm afraid that is the course of action I cannot support.
What about you, Da Vinci?
I hate to say it, but I do think Ritsuka will need a companion. And Mash is an old hand when it comes to investigating unexplored areas by now. As long as she agrees not to engage in combat as a servant unless absolutely necessary, and to focus solely on providing support, she's the best partner Ritsuka could ask for. It's not my place to try to stop her. Okay. Hey, Mash.
Yes, Senpai?
Let's go explore this place together. Ooh, ooh. Going on a little date in negative 100 degree temperatures, but you know.
Of course, Master.
I'd be happy to accompany you on this expedition.
Good.
Fortunately, I expected something like this might happen one day. So I suppose this is as good a time as any to show you the mystic code I made for exploring polar regions. Here you go, Ritsuka. And Mash, here's the snowsuit I made just for you.
Excellent. Then be off with you. And whatever you do not throw your lives away, understand? If you must die, make sure that you find
A valuable lead before you do so. Fuck you, man.
Seriously?
You really need to work on your goodbyes.
What was wrong with that? I thought it was quite the encouraging speech.
Wow, you are serious.
You're a noble through and through, aren't you? I'm amazed you managed to survive this long without dying in solitude. Did you just luck out and get a really good mate or something?
I'll have you know I've never experienced solitude once in all my life. My tutor, Tool the Fourth, was so strict she would barely leave me alone.
So you had a homunculi?
What an impudent little familiar. If only you acted as cute as you look.
Well, she does when people aren't being dickheads. Just saying. Alright, 1 AP. Oh, 1/4, okay. But that, oh. Okay. I didn't. Oh, right. I still had her in, in the swimsuit. You know, this wouldn't be appropriate attire for, you know, this snowy dimension. That wouldn't be good. I mean, metal armor, I guess, also wouldn't be that great for the cold, but it'd be a little bit better. A little bit. A tad. See, I had all these already, right? Yeah, that's the New Year one. Can we not apply the... I guess not yet. Hang on, what do these do? Noble Phantasm Strength, Gauge, Max HP, Strength, Buster Card, Gather. MASH has a lot of arts cards. That could be... Oh, it's an okay. You know what? Let's just use this. I think it's the best for this current situation, where we only have one servant. Alright, power down. I assume we'll be... I mid-sentence, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Okay.
And there we go. It can't hurt to wear a snowsuit over your Arctic Mystic Code. Not that it's likely to do much good when it's a freaking 100 degrees below out there. Now listen, I know what Gerdolf said, but make sure you don't go taking any unnecessary risks.
I won't, Mounier. Don't you worry.
Just take it easy and focus on staying alive first and foremost.
I will attempt to do so. It'd be a hell of a waste if I died now, after all. True.
Right? There's all sorts of fun things out there just waiting for you to experience. I knew you had potential, Ritsuka. Once this is all taken care of, you'll have to come check out my hometown sometime. You haven't lived until you've seen France, you know. No, and MASH? I don't want you overdoing it either, got it? I know that you really helped us out back at Chaldea. But the fact is, you've got serious limits as a demi-servant. So if you encounter any hostiles, you just focus on keeping your distance. And all the more so if Ritsuka's in a tight spot. And whatever it takes, you two better make it back here alive.
We will. Thank you, Mr. Mounier.
Oh, and Ritsuka, you take this.
Oh. I mean, we might be able to summon servants, maybe.
Listen up. We're going to investigate the surrounding area first. Once we find something of interest, we'll let you know and tell you where to go. If you can manage to secure a ley line, you should be able to summon servants again. As for power, you'll just have to make do somehow. Maybe take advantage of a natural phenomenon.
Like the storm?
A natural phenomenon? Phenomenon?
I bet Da Vinci and Holmes will figure something out. You're the one who took care of all those singularities. I don't have to tell you what an accomplishment that is. You've met at least 1 or 2 servants who are
Crazy enough to answer a summon, no matter the circumstance. So as long as you can get the bare minimum of energy into that spirit origin graph,
you ought to be able to summon at least 1 servant.
I summon thee, Draco!
You probably won't be able to get a really strong one, though. Our magical energy supply here doesn't hold a candle to Chaldea's. But even so, any heroic spirit you can get to help you would be a godsend at this point. So do what you gotta do to make that happen.
Got it.
Honestly, I have no idea what's coming. The doctor is gone, and so is more than half our staff. I never thought things could get even worse than they were back in Orleans. But here we are, and just like back then, you're our only hope, Ritsuka. Good luck.
You can count on me. I will see it through.
I know we can. Oh, and if it's not asking too much, try to find some fish. Do that, and I'll treat you to some of the best home cooking you've ever had.
I'll think about it. This is cute. What? Am I the only one who thinks the fur is like weirdly almost uncanny? Like the fur lining. I don't know. It gives me like uncanny valley. No, it's not. That's not the right term. I don't know. It freaks me out. I don't know how else to explain it.
I'm all set too, Master.
It's like it's like a different resolution than everything else almost. I don't know how to explain it.
Let's go.
Man, what a blizzard.
Foe.
Are you coming too, Foe?
Foe.
Are you going to be okay in this cold? I'm sure I'll be fine. He's burrowed into my coat.
Foe. Testing. Hello, can you guys hear me? You can? Great. Looks like we've got comms working. Not sure what kind of range we'll get in this storm, though. Now then, the first order of business will be to look for a ley line. Here's what I'm thinking. Start by heading north, then turn east. If you still haven't found a ley line after a while, then you can continue west. Once that's done, come back to the shadow border before you check out the south. What do you think of that? Any thoughts to share? Am I doing a better job than, me?
You're the same dependable Da Vinci you always were.
Great. Glad to hear it. Alright, I'll be checking in every 5 minutes. So if you stop hearing from me, that's your cue to turn around and head back. Got that, you too?
Got it. Surely you're not leading us to our doom.
Understood, Da Vinci.
Oh, and be clear about one more thing. If you encounter any locals, leave the negotiations to us. Even over comms, I can cast a simple charm spell to win over any ordinary person you run into.
You think that, but methinks with the whole might makes right thing they have going on, I think the standard person here might have a little bit of magical resistance.
Maybe we should only use that as a last resort, Director. Charm spells do work quickly, but their effects also wear off rapidly as well. There'd be no way of knowing when our unwitting collaborator might return to the senses. As such, I believe it to be both safer and wiser for you to employ your natural charms here. Should we encounter any locals, I believe the best thing to do would be for Miss Ritsuka to initiate the negotiations. Once both parties have reached a mutual understanding, we can then have them come to the border.
I see. Indeed, my own natural charisma would be the surest way to succeed. Very well. We shall use your plan then. Da Vinci, is there any pomade to be found in this car? I'll need to make sure my hair is perfect for the occasion. First impressions are everything after all.
Sure.
I can whip something up that'll do the trick. Damn, Holmes, you played him like a fiddle.
I am the world's greatest detective. Besides, I wasn't being entirely untruthful. Gerdulf does have a certain dignity, the sort that comes from being raised in a distinguished noble family. And that is something that Miss Ritsuka can and should do without.
Oh. I see.
Fofo? Okay, Master, let's start heading north.
The blizzard really does go as far as I can see. And it seems the temperature's dropped even lower since we left. How you feeling? Yeah, it's really cold.
Only cold, eh?
You have my amazing mystic coat to thank for that. Yeah, at least you're not freezing.
The temperatures you're experiencing right now can freeze hot water, or turn a banana
hard enough to use as a hammer.
Banana.
Banana hammer? Hammock? Sorry, I was trying to make a joke there, but I didn't know where else to take the joke, and so I just, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll just pretend that didn't happen.
Okay, that's enough heading north. Now try going east. Understood. Okay, Master, let's head east. Master, take a look at that.
What exactly? What are we looking for? That doesn't look like the bands of light we saw in the singularities. What could it be? A skyscraper? A tower? Maybe it's a tree? The tree of nothingness? Whatever it is, it's certainly enormous. Never mind. Like Gordolf's belly.
What was that noise? Da Vinci! Yep. I'm detecting a hostile from here. Looks like a low-rank phantasmal. Maybe a demonic beast. Just one of them, but it's headed your way from the east.
And it looks to be spoiling for a fight. Well, there goes Mash not having to engage. Let's get out of here, Mash.
Yes, Master. Let's head south.
Oh! It's already here.
What was that roar?
I'm picking up new hostiles at Ritsuka's 12 and 9 o'clock. And another one at her 6. They're surrounded. Oh god. Now there's 6 more. That cry earlier must have signaled others. They just keep coming.
So they know to surround their prey. These creatures would appear to understand how to hunt. Which means there's an established ecosystem, even in this frigid world. That is a matter for later. Miss Ritsuka, Da Vinci, I'm sorry to ask you to break the rules right off the bat. Miss Curulite, I trust you know what to do. Make your way through the demonic beasts to the southern and return to the south, and return here at once.
Wait, what's going to happen if you lead a huge pack of demonic beasts here? Remember, the Shadow Border is the very last bastion of humanity.
Well, I know you're concerned, Gordolf, but if me and Mash die, you're fucked no matter what. So may as well at least bring them back here so Da Vinci and, well, whatever Da Vinci can do currently at least, and Holmes can help fight. You know, that'd be better than nothing.
At any rate,
I'll find the weakest link in their formation and try to break through.
Master, your orders, please.
Alright, just don't push yourself too hard. My eggplant.
Yes, Master.
You got the smash. Even if you're only level 40. Oh. Alright. Let's go ahead and buff our defense right away. Okay, yeah, no, there's no way we have to beat them, right? there's no way. At least I would certainly hope not. Otherwise, we're in a bit of a bind. Sure. She's the only one here anyway. Oh, poison. That's great. Lord Camelot. Yeah, I assume it's just actually the battle end condition might be dying. Nah, that'd be silly. Okay, no, just survive. Survive 3 turns and we'll be alright. So that didn't go well. You know, we could use some help. Come on, Mash, follow me.
Yes, Master. We need to make our escape while we can.
Oh god. Mash? Oh. Gun? Whomst?
A gun? A rifle, in point of fact. Judging by the sound. One wielded, it would seem, by a skilled marksman, considering they incapacitated the beast with a single shot to the head. Well done.
Okay, but who? I assume it's the person we saw in that intro. Node. But whomst?
Take this. Are you guys nuts? What were you thinking running right into the middle of a Creechat pack?
We did.
Huh?
Nasu, buddy. What are we doing here, man? What's going on here?
I'm guessing you guys came from the capital looking for something to eat, but you're not gonna have much more luck out here in the boonies either. What the?
A wolfman?
What the hell are you guys?
Why is your skin so smooth?
Yeah, smooth skin.
Wait, please wait.
We just want to talk.
Wait a second. Are you guys mages?
Huh?
Yeah.
Damn it. Come on, follow me. Creechat are cowards. But if you stick around too long, they'll call more friends and overwhelm you.
He just hefted that huge demonic beast like it was nothing. Damn, so I guess the normal people here are servant level, almost, at least close to.
Come on, move it.
Let's go with him. Better go with him than stay here, I guess.
Right. I'll bring up the rear, Master.
Damn it, the Creechat are restless today. What'd you guys do to get them so worked up?
I don't know.
Come on, keep moving. Otherwise, the Creechat will have you for dinner. Unless their noise attracts,
Diavoltron first. What's a Diavoltron?
I'm sorry. What's a Diavoltron?
A giant serpent with multiple heads that can wipe out an entire village easy as you like. Don't you guys know anything? No? We're kind of new here.
Okay, we're here. Damn it. The Opportunity are on patrol. They'll collect my kill as taxes. Listen up. Don't let any other Yaga see you. They're always looking for more sacrifices for the Opportunity.
Opportunity.
Oh crap, oh crap. Yeah, we dealt with these people before.
Huh? What's with you guys? Aha, I see how it is. The Opportunity are after you guys?
Maybe.
Come with me.
Any enemy of the Opportunity is a friend of mine. Oh! I guess they don't like the ruling class here?
I think I can help you out. If you have something to offer in return.
Master?
Let's go with him.
Alright. We'll accompany you.
Good.
Come on, you Koldun. Hey, if it isn't Paxi.
Try to stay out of sight.
Huh? Do you smell that weird scent too? Is it coming from those two? Yeah, they probably never smelled,
Smooth skins before.
It's coming from this demonic beast, obviously. Didn't bleed it out properly. No leisure for the poor, huh? You sure you're not gonna make it? You sure you're gonna make it through the winter like that?
Guess you're not worried about yourself, huh?
Nope. I got plenty stored away. If you ever find yourself running low on food, how about I sell you some on the cheap? But you will have to tell me where your best hunting grounds are.
I'll think about it. See you around.
Yeah, your little friends there wouldn't be with the rebel army, would they? Because if they are, you know I've got to report them to the Opportunity. Tsar's decree and all.
If these guys turn out to be with the rebel army, I'm gonna tell the Opportunity you and I are the best of friends.
Huh? Come on, cut that out. We're not friends. We barely know each other.
You sure about that?
Because we've been having a good long talk for a while now. Can't you feel everyone else watching us?
Damn it.
Damn. Bro's like, if we're going down, you're going down, buddy.
Alright, let's hurry up and get to my house before anyone else comes sniffing around. Good. And the Opportunity still don't know you're here.
Thank you so much. We literally owe you our lives.
Don't need your thanks. Just give me something as compensation. It's all about bartering, right?
Something, huh? What should we do, Senpai?
Would information suffice?
What the hell is that?
Magecraft-based communication. Since you realize those two are mages, I assumed your kind would possess a deep knowledge of magecraft. But judging from your response, it appears that your kind have only ever heard of magecraft. Am I correct?
Oh, so it's not actually real.
I assure you it is. I'm speaking to you in person, albeit from a great distance. Now, as I was saying, if we possess any information that may be of use to you, we are happy to provide it.
Don't suppose you know of any good hunting grounds, do you?
If the location of a Critchat nest would suffice, then yes. We have found a number of them.
Critchat nests, huh? Nice. Those things are pushovers.
Pushovers? Those?
Oh yeah, you can actually kill them, as long as you shoot them or hit them hard enough. Way better than the demonic beasts, who just won't die.
Very well. I'm prepared to share the locations of these Critchat nests. So first, I would appreciate you telling us everything you know about this place.
Introductions first. What's your name?
My name, huh? And they say that if you ever tell a Coldoon your name, you'll be cursed.
Excuse me, but what are these Coldoon? I can tell you mean us, but beyond that...
It means mage. I've never seen one myself before, but there's a whole bunch of them in the Imperial family, right? Then again, Coldoon or not, you don't seem like much of a threat.
I doubt you could curse anyone if you tried. Damn. True. I've never been very good at curses.
Alright, my name's Patchy. And now, who are you guys?
I'm Mash Carrylite.
Sherlock Holmes. And I'm Ritsuka.
Mash, Sherlock, and Ritsuka, huh?
Alright, now what are you guys? If the Opportunity are after you, does that mean you're with the Rebel Army?
Rebel Army? Hang on, we're not...
Where do I begin?
Now, calm yourself, my dear Watson.
Allow me to do the explaining.
First, we have a few questions of our own.
I don't think so. First, you need to answer my...
What year is it right now?
Huh?
Holmes is right.
That's the first thing we need to confirm. Well, it's abnormally cold, even for Russia. It can't possibly be the Russia we know. That could mean we're in a different time period, just like the singularities. I don't know why you're asking such a stupid question, but fine. It's 2020. What about it? Interesting.
I see. What about that enormous storm? It appears to be nothing so much as a solid wall composed of incredibly powerful wind. Is that normal?
Hell no, it's not. Been living here in Russia for 20 years, and I've never seen anything like it before. Is it true what they say about the world getting closed off?
It would seem that it is. As of right now, the only place we can confirm actually exists is Russia. We came here from beyond Russia, to see if we can't do something about it.
Beyond? You mean from outside Russia? I don't know what they're talking about. What could he mean, outside Russia? There is nothing outside Russia. Any land people could have lived on should be long gone by now. I guess they could be from the boonies. But then again, they're not Yaga either. Maybe there really are still other nations out there? Kind of. If you consider the Lost Belts nations, then yeah. Alright. I can tell you got your own stuff you're dealing with. But I'm not gonna pry. I'm not looking for friends. So then why's a bunch of outsiders like you on the outs with the Opportunity?
Unfortunately, your guess is as good as ours. We still don't even know what they really are. That being the case, we would tremendously appreciate if you could tell us. What are the Opportunity?
You kidding me? How'd you survive this long without even knowing that? The Opportunity are brutal hunters. Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards.
Ivan the Terrible?
Wasn't he a Russian czar?
Yes he was. If you know that much, then more detailed explanations can wait. Wait a moment. Paxi just told us that this is still the year 2020.
Yeah? If it is, why would Ivan the Terrible's bodyguards still be around? Because he's alive. Maybe he's a servant? Huh? A servant? You guys have some pretty bizarre questions. Ivan the Terrible's alive and well. He's been around for almost 500 years. So he's the oldest Yaga of all.
What? I take it the Yaga are your kind?
That's right. Geez, you outsiders really don't know anything, do you? How the hell did you all survive this long being this ignorant? You've been living under a rock the last few hundred years or something? I mean, in a sense, kinda. Not really, but... you know. Would you consider being in void space? I mean, technically, it hasn't been years. It's only been 3 months. But seeing as how this is a completely different version of history, I guess living under a rock makes, yeah, that's about right. And again, they do say this kind of ignorance is common for mages. Would you tell us about your history?
I can only give you a real brief overview. You do know about the Great Cold Wave that happened 450 years ago, right?
The new ice age, they say, happened after a meteor struck the planet? Yeah, sure.
Once that hit, Earth turned into an ice planet. It got so cold that the old species, the humans, couldn't survive here anymore. And they say that none of the other countries were able to handle the cold, so their populations died out. But Russians have always dealt with the cold, so we had it better here. Even so, we still lost about 90% of our population. Hell, we nearly lost the whole damn country. So before that could happen, Ivan the Terrible and a mage developed a plan. We, the Yaga, are the result.
Does that mean you're a mixture of demonic beast and human?
What the? Who are you? And why are you so tiny?
Oh, don't mind me.
I'm just a passing genius doing as geniuses do. Sure. Yeah. Geniuses just... Yeah, okay.
So the people of Russia were combined with demonic beasts via some kind of magecraft. Do I have that right?
Yeah, got it in one. Not that I remember any of it myself, though. I've been a Yaga my whole life. This is my first time ever seeing the old human species.
I see. That explains quite a lot. Thank you, Paxi.
Now, who are you guys anyway?
I'm Ritsuka. Oh, we already said that. But, yeah. We're members of the Chaldea Security Organization. It's our job to ensure the preservation of humanity.
Now I have even more questions.
Basically, we are here to save the world?
Huh. Well, ain't that something?
So are you like a bunch of idiots then? Hey! So what if we are? What's it to you?
I understand how fantastical that must sound, but I assure you, we are deadly serious.
Well, whatever.
Whatever nutty plan you guys got up your sleeve, if it'll shake things up around here, I'm all for it. Oh, okay.
After all, you're the first outsiders I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I'll do you a favor and forget I ever heard your nonsense. Just hurry it up with the hunting grounds info.
Very well then. Show me a map and I'll tell you where to go.
You better not be pulling my tail about this.
No, we would never.
Alright, this is our town here.
So this is Yaga Smolensk, and the city far up to the northeast must be Yaga Moscow. In that case, this spot here is one of the hunting grounds I discovered earlier.
Just so you guys know, I may hate the opportunity, but I hate liars even more. Now stay put until I get back. Got it?
No, we're not going anywhere.
If those hunting grounds turn out to be a sham, I'll hunt you to the ends of the earth.
Holmes, you better be sure about this, buddy.
Looks like he's gone to check out this hunting grounds. And by the way, Holmes, can I pick your brain for a moment?
What is this place? Why have humans been combined with demonic beasts?
To survive?
That violates one of Magecraft's strictest taboos. Is this what all singularities are like?
No, not really.
It would hardly be unusual for one. What is abundantly clear is that this is not our own history.
Still...
What is it, Master?
Something seems different about the singularity. It feels too real.
Regardless, we now know that the opponent you two must face is Ivan the Terrible, a version of him who has somehow managed to survive
For approximately 500 years, strange as that may sound. The Opportunity were indeed Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards.
Now then, Gerdolf, allow me to ask you something.
Yes, what is it, Holmes?
Are you certain the Opportunic you defeated was not in fact human?
Oh, yes, absolutely. He dissolved into nothing once I socked him with a good golf with a good golf punch. From the look of it, I would guess he was a familiar of some sort.
I concur. I too sensed nothing human about them during my own skirmishes. Originally, the Opportunity were a corps of soldiers, established by Ivan the Terrible himself. It is said they dressed completely in black, carried around dog heads and whips made from bristling animal pelts, and only rode black horses. Their job was to eradicate the Tsar's enemies. It is said they would set upon their opponents like dogs, and clean them out as swiftly as a broom gathering dust. They swore absolute loyalty to the Tsar, and committed all manner of unspeakable atrocities in his name. Like what? But none of them became heroic spirits. As Godolph surmised, they are familiars, belonging to Ivan the Terrible. Did he make them with his noble phantasm? Those are certainly the two most likely possibilities. The terror the Opportunity wrought throughout all of Russia, after all. It is quite possible that creating them could have become a skill, or even noble phantasm he possesses. And if the Opportunity are still terrorizing all of Russia... Does that mean Ivan the Terrible is the servant responsible for the attack on Chaldea? Oh right, he isn't a servant. He's flesh and blood, just like Nero was. Supposedly. Supposedly. Nonetheless, we have far too few options available to us at this point. As such, our first order of business should be securing a ley line. Well, as luck would have it, I detected something that looked an awful lot like a ley line back when Ritska and Mash were making their escape with Paxi. Okay. Unfortunately, it's quite a ways from your current position. It'd be extremely risky for the two of you to head there alone.
Well then, just have that third freak take you there.
You probably shouldn't say that when he's around. There has to be something in it for Paxi.
We don't have time to think about that. That thing may stand to gain. The moment these creatures combine themselves with demonic beasts, they cease to be human.
Either way, we should wait for Paxi to come back. We may not be able to convince him to take us, but maybe he'll at least tell us about a safe path.
I'm sure he'll probably help. Probably. Looks like I found myself a real bunch of weirdos. I'd only ever heard about the old species in legends. Seeing how weak they are in person, it's a wonder they survived as long as they did. I guess technically they're our ancestors. Maybe that's why I never thought to eat them. Oh, that's nice of you. I can always leave them to fend for themselves if they don't have anything to offer. But it looks like they know a whole bunch of good hunting grounds. And more than anything, they're new. I've never seen anything like them before in my life. Most Yaga wouldn't be comfortable with that, but oddly enough, it doesn't bother me at all. I know it's things like that that put me at odds with the other Yaga. Oftentimes, I'll find myself thinking, asking myself questions like, why do we have to be strong? Why is it wrong to be weak? And why? Why are we always starving for something, never feeling satisfied? Whenever anyone hears me, they just laugh. They tell me I'm a fool and ask why I would waste my time thinking about meaningless crap. I know it's meaningless just as much as anyone. I wish I could stop myself from thinking about these things too, but...
Pashi. Hey, Pat.
I'm undecided about how to say his name. Paxi... Pashi...
What is it? Are you going hunting? So what if I am? Sorry, but those hunting grounds belong to the town. Why do you think I only hunt the strays? Those stray demonic beasts belong to the town too. Not that any are straying off anyway, since that spot's been closed down. Is that so? Fine. I'll just have to find somewhere else to hunt, won't I? I glared at the jackass as I turned around and headed off in the opposite direction from the sealed-off hunting grounds. It's not just him. The other Yaga are all keeping their eyes on me too, making sure I don't go messing up their territory. Some demonic beasts are easier to hunt than others. The Critchat tend to be on the harder side since they'll keep calling in reinforcements until you're overwhelmed, but there are some places it's manageable. Like, say, a ravine that leads to a dead end. Somewhere the other Critchat can't hear their packmates' cries for help. Yaga have taken advantage of that, and set up hunting grounds that may make it easy to harvest demonic beasts. It may not compare to what I hear the old times were like, when they used to breed enough domesticated beasts on farms for everyone to eat. But nowadays, hunting grounds like that, where you can hunt in safety and rest easy knowing the beasts will multiply again over time, are lifelines for us. Which is why it only takes getting labeled as a weakling once for everything to go south. It doesn't take long for a Yaga to die if we don't get enough to eat. And this town is ruthless about seeing the runt of the litter cut loose. But you've survived how long under these conditions? And they still consider you weak? The whole town makes it a point to eliminate nearby villages, curry favor with the Tsar, and kowtow to the opportunity. They know about the Yaga's ironclad law, that only the strong may eat, and maliciously use it against us. I know I'm skating on thin ice myself, but there's nothing I can do about it. I can't defy the Tsar. I've got no choice but to run from the opportunity. But if these humans I've met really are mages, and they really do end up saving the world, maybe that'll help this constant ache in my chest go away. Even a little. Of course, I still don't know if I can even trust them. Oh, don't you worry. We won't lead you astray. Probably. Well, I'll be damned. I can't remember the last time I killed this many. With a haul like this, I could still scrape by even after they pick me clean for taxes. Paxi. What is it? You're looking flush today, aren't you? This is about my taxes, right? Here, take it. Yep, that takes care of you. But what about your mother's taxes? Hey, it's no fur off my snout. Your old lady's not pulling her weight anymore anyway. And you know as well as I do that this town doesn't need any Yaga who can't hunt. Honestly, I don't even know why you bother paying her share. It doesn't make a damn lick of sense. None of your business. Here, there's my mother's share. Okay. I assume that was just one each, right? How many? He probably has at least a few more, right? This town has no use for my mother anymore. She's well aware of that, so all she does now is wait around to die. Waiting for the time when she finally starves to death. But you don't let that happen?
Who is it?
Here's some meat. I'll just leave it here.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how I can repay you.
Don't worry about it. Oh, is she senile?
My husband and son will be home soon. Why don't you stay and eat with us?
No thanks. She doesn't even recognize my face anymore. They say it happens a lot once a Yaga gets up there in years.
They say their memories get fuzzy, so they start clinging to them more and more until they end up living the rest of their lives in a fantasy world. There's no point in keeping my mom alive anymore. I should just let her die and become one with the earth. It's not like she'll be any help to me while she's still kicking. Only the strong have a right to eat, and she hasn't been strong for a long time. So then why do I keep helping her like this? 'Cause it's your mom? I'm back. Your info was good. Brought in my biggest haul in ages. Hard to believe there was that good a hunting spot right near the town that nobody ever noticed before. Thanks to your tip, I've still got a bunch left over even after paying my taxes. Though I did get a few snide remarks about my haul. How so? It's a long story. Never mind that. What other hunting grounds have you got for me? Hurry up and tell me so I can go check it out. Gotta hunt while I still got the energy. Of course. Very well then. I imagine you may not have much of a response to this next question, but I must ask nonetheless. What can you tell us about that mysterious tree? If anything, I was hoping you guys could tell me that. What the hell is that thing? Do you remember when it first appeared? About 3 months ago, I'd say. Everyone was all excited when it first showed up, saying it was a miracle the Tsar performed for us. But it never actually gave us anything useful. The Oprichniki don't react to it either. So all I really know is that it's just a big damn tree. Fair. Are we done now? Because I want to check out those other hunting grounds as well. Just a moment. Now that we know the full extent of the situation, I'm afraid that information was insufficient. Come on. I don't have anything else I can trade you. Unless you're after my gun, and you can have that over my dead body. No, it's not that. We want a kite. A kite? All you have to do is collect some materials. I can tell you what we need right now if you like. Now that I have a clearer picture of your people's technological and cultural progress, I'm quite certain you should have little trouble finding them. Alright. As long as I don't have to leave town. Thank you. I commend your decisiveness. Good show, Pexy. I kinda feel bad for him now. We're kinda taking advantage of his need for food. What do you want with the kite, Holmes? Isn't that obvious? We need a kite. I assume he's gonna pull the old Ben Frank, right? And have lightning strike like a metal thing attached to the kite and have it feed down into the Saint Graph or Spirit Graph. Shouldn't we have traded for food first? Story about Benjamin Franklin's. I don't know. History. Ooh. I'm pretty sure it is. They teach it in history class here, so I always assumed it was, but maybe now you have me questioning my entire existence. Hang on. Was the Ben Franklin story true? It's partially true, but the popular version's inaccurate. Well, he did conduct a famous experiment to prove that lightning is a form of electricity. It was not a direct lightning strike, and he likely did not hold the kite himself. Key attached to the story, which is something like ambient. Okay, yeah, it was partially true. But it was collecting, like, ambient electricity from the storm and not an actual lightning strike hitting it. But I was pretty sure the kite and key thing was true. But yeah, it wouldn't make sense for, well, yeah, no, if lightning had struck a kite with a key on it directly above his head, yeah. But yeah, the kite and key was true. That I would think they wouldn't teach in history class if it wasn't true. I would hope. But yeah, the whole lightning striking it thing was, yeah, not true. And apparently it was an assistant holding the kite. Like, Ben Franklin's like, enough chance something does happen. I don't want to be holding it, you know? Which, you know, makes sense. If I was him, I wouldn't want to hold on to it either. But yeah, it was just, like, yeah.
The pudgy one is right. It's been too long since I've had a decent cut of roast beef.
Not at all. Food's crucial too, of course. But as they say, safety first. That is what you're going for, right, Holmes?
Indeed.
Oops. Indeed. It will require a bit of brute strength, but we'll be taking a page from Benjamin Franklin's book.
Oh.
I see where you're going with this. So you want to connect it to the briefcase?
I do. Oh, I clocked that completely correct. Wait, are you trying to generate power?
Precisely. If you're to summon servants again, you'll need that spirit origin briefcase, power, and a ley line.
That's barbaric. Why, it's downright primitive.
We don't have any other source of electricity or power of any kind, so what else do you suggest, Gordolf?
Not at all. That briefcase was originally designed to be usable even in eras without electricity.
To be used in eras even without electricity.
All Ritsuka need do to make use of it is draw a summoning circle on a ley line, and wait for a single bolt of lightning to strike. Man, I really am a genius, aren't I? I doubt there's anyone else in all of history who could have made the
Summoning system this streamlined. I guess. Probably.
Being me is so awesome.
Alright, so when is the next thunderstorm?
Our forecast says tomorrow. Suffice to say that time is not on our side. I'm afraid we must get this kite ready to fly before the end of the day. Now then, Miss Ritsuka, have you ever made a kite before?
Yeah, I have. It's really hard to get them... Or not really hard, but... Not hard, but annoying to get it where the kite actually holds up to winds. Like If it's not attached to the sticks or poles you're using, it's not gonna go well. Like not, decently well attached.
Excellent. Now it's time to put that knowledge to use.
Here you go. They were all real easy to find. Now you're gonna tell me about those other hunting grounds?
Of course.
I am pleased to make an equitable trade. This one's far. Probably take me a day to get there. Alright, you guys stay put. Don't go outside and don't eat anything besides the food I gave you. Alright, good luck! Man, it feels weird getting a send-off. Haven't gotten that in... how long? When did your mother's mind start going? Alright then, now it's time for arts and crafts. Remember, without this kite, you'll not be able to summon servants. It is no exaggeration to say that the very fate of the world hinges upon this kite. Kinda crazy to think about, but yeah, no, you're not wrong. This may be the most important arts and crafts project in the history of mankind. No pressure. Oh, yeah, of course, no pressure.
No, not that one. That one.
Yes, you're supposed to cut that one.
No, not there. Ugh. This is so frustrating.
I'm sorry, Da Vinci, but it's not always easy to understand what you mean.
No, not there. How's the kite supposed to fly if you cut that?
No, that's correct. The next cut needs to be on the opposite side.
Really? I never knew there was so much to kite making. I always thought you just stuck some poles to fabric like a tent, and the whole thing just flies.
Not quite.
Not quite. No.
Here's some water, Senpai. Just relax and take it nice and easy. I have to say, though, this is kind of fun.
I only hope it ends up flying well. Yeah. I remember, oh yeah, this was ages ago. I was like 9 when I made a kite. It took like the 4th or 5th attempt at making sure everything was set properly, and yeah. I don't remember the details. I just vaguely remember getting frustrated after like the first 3 attempts didn't work. But it's been yeah. It's been 16 years. Oh, where's the time gone? Which actually, I've given this thought a lot of thought. If you could go back in time with all your memories leading up to where you are now, but go back to like when you were 10, but again, you have all your memories from, you know, up to now, would you? I probably would. I would do some things differently. And maybe, you know, make some investments, or convince my parents to invest in certain things, like, hey, so that Bitcoin, huh? It's crypto, yeah. But unfortunately, that is not how life works. Unfortunately. You said, yeah, that. Yeah, no, you're right there. Yeah, morally speaking, you'd have to wait to date until you're 18, but even then, you'd then be mentally 33. Or I would be anyway. So it'd be like, people would still give you weird looks if you're an quote-unquote 18 dating a 30-year-old. Which, yeah, that'd actually be, that is actually quite the conundrum. You know, honestly, the whole relationship thing never crossed my mind when I thought about this question. Like, I thought about it a lot, and all the things I do differently. But the whole dating thing never crossed my mind. That actually would be very awkward. Yeah, I guess you'd have to wait till you're 18 and then date up. I don't know why that thought never occurred to me. Again, it was always just, oh, I'd make sure to invest in Bitcoin when it's 0.00001 cent. Never. Huh. Well. Nah.
Don't be silly. In your normal form,
You're even weaker than Ritsuka is. Damn.
Alright.
Yeah, you forget about that mash. That took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Well, this is an unfortunate turn of events. I can already hear the rumble of thunder nearby. The kite's design should be fine, but we still don't know whether it will fly in this world. The world is enveloped by a raging storm after all, but there's no telling how violently the winds may be blowing at high altitudes. Nonetheless, the kite's frame should be sturdy enough to accommodate extreme conditions. At this point, we have done all we can.
Oh! Are we sure we want to go about it this way? You know, maybe this might not be the best idea. You know, getting a kite that. I mean, I guess we're gonna have it attached to the spirit graph, technically, right? So we won't be holding it. So yeah, I'm sure we'll be okay. Probably.
That was the last part. It might have been a long and winding road to get here, but at least we got here.
Yeah, I guess.
Now for the most important touch.
What sort of picture should we draw on it? Damn it, Da Vinci, I'm a master, not an artist.
What?
But I was all set to paint a Vitruvian good enough to put on the Voyager. Thanks for subbing, Shadow Shen?
Stop that. They'll frighten the locals half to death.
Just scribble some ASCII expression on it and be done with it. Lenny face, maybe?
Well, now I'm impressed you know about that. True, it is important to retain one sense of playfulness. Miss Kirlight, would you do the honors of drawing something? Of course.
Art design is one of my specialties, is it? I didn't know that about you. Don't worry, Master. I'll make sure it's a glamorous kite that will make everyone sit up and take notice. Do we want the locals to take notice? Do we not get to see it? Well, it's certainly one of a kind.
I'm sorry.
I did my best to convert your face into a Euclidean plane, Senpai, but I'm afraid it didn't go so well.
I like it. It has a unique charm about it.
And it should serve to ward off evil spirits. Now you'd best be on your way, damn. I'm afraid we don't have time to wait for Paxi to return. Hopefully, he'll be pissed, but I'm sure it'll turn out fine. I'll leave him a note letting him know where we are. Okay, Master, let's sneak out of here. This surely won't end poorly.
There are a lot more people. I mean, Yaga here than I thought there'd be.
Huh?
Huh? What was the sound?
Town meeting?
Anastasia. Where are you? Anastasia.
I am here, my Tsar.
My Empress. My beloved wife. Tell me, is Russia at peace?
Of course it is, my Tsar. The Opportunity are fighting hard all throughout the land in order to spread your glory far and wide. Please rest and do not be troubled.
I see. So Russia's at peace. That makes 200 years of peace in Russia. What about the outside? I must spread my glory beyond Russia's borders. I must share it with those from other lands who can only shiver in the cold, waiting for their ends. Tell me, how fares Europe in the Far East?
They too are at peace, my Tsar. Europe has bowed to your will.
And negotiations in the Far East are proceeding apace. Methinks Ivan the Terrible's not the one truly in charge here.
The war is over.
And Russia will have their allegiance soon.
I see. That is good. No, that is not good at all. Peace alone is not enough. I must press onward with renewed vigor and expand my domain. I must unite the world and ensure its happiness.
Amadeus.
Amadeus Alter. He doesn't look very alter-y. He looks like normal Amadeus.
Very well. So sleepy. Am I dreaming?
Good night, my Tsar. May your repose be blessed with sweet dreams.
Did you get Ivan's attack under control?
Yes, he is sleeping soundly now, thanks to Mozart's piano.
Even though the Tsar is far from a lost belt, the musical arts seem to have an oddly powerful effect over him.
I'm even feeling a bit sleepy myself now.
Good. We need him to stay asleep for the time being. We can't have him finding out what's really going on and heading out on a campaign. That'd be the worst possible scenario. We must first be certain that his rule extends throughout the Lost Belt, before we do anything else.
Then I'll entrust him to Amadeus for a while, and deal with the rebels myself. The mere thought that there is a rebellion taking place fills me with revulsion.
No, not an option. There's no way Amadeus alone can keep the Tsar pacified. If he starts really acting up, even I couldn't say what might happen. And I can't stand that. As much as is possible, I want to eliminate any chance of surprise from my plan. And I need your help. I'll make sure to call for you after the Tsar's been safely secured.
As you wish. You are my master, and I am your servant. I will trust in your judgment.
Thanks. That'll be a big help.
Pardon me? I hope I'm not interrupting your pillow talk. Okay, so yeah, Caddick and... Okay.
I'd watch your tongue if I were you,
Metropolitan Macarius?
You may be the Tsar's mentor, but I am still a member of the Imperial family,
and they will not tolerate such uncouth remarks.
You wound me, Grand Duchess.
I have nothing but the highest respect for every member of the Russian Imperial family. No matter what sort of family they may be, or what sort of end the Grand Duchess may have met.
How dare you?
Wait, both of you stand down. I don't want to see any infighting. We don't have time for it anyway. Father, your job is to placate the Tsar, right? Then quit following the Grand Duchess around, and hurry up with the repairs to the cathedral. Or do you have something urgent to tell us? Did something happen with one of the other lost belts?
Of course. This is very urgent, Crypto number 1. Today is your lucky day. You finally have a chance to prove yourself in battle.
You're kidding me. They already showed up?
They have. There's been a disturbance on the outskirts. Their shadow border has emerged here in our own Russia. We haven't pinpointed their exact location yet, though. Still, this is their first lost belt. It will take them at least several days to fully comprehend how this world works. I believe now would be the perfect time to eliminate them, while they are still regaining their balance. And before we summon servants.
I don't want to leave the Tsar's side right now. I'll let the Opportunity handle them. Besides, Koinskaya is the one who let them get away in the first place. Why not make her take care of them? Or are you gonna do it yourself? That might give you a chance to be useful for a change.
Oh no, I couldn't. Unfortunately, the Tsar's condition worries me as well. So I'd much rather not stray too far from Yaga Moscow. As for Miss Koinskaya, she may well be to blame for this little predicament, but she's quite hard at work at the moment. I believe her work is of a rather private nature. It is very much in line with her hobbies.
Hobbies? She's supposed to be leading the Opportunity. What else could she be up to?
Kadek, I am told that woman has been going around distributing food to the Yaga.
At exorbitant prices. Oh. I was like, oh, giving food to the... Oh, never mind.
So exorbitant that they're forced to rob their neighbors of everything they have to even have a hope of purchasing it.
I can't believe her. We come all this way and she's still going around picking on the weak? Father, I don't like you, but I can understand you. I believe you are genuinely dedicated to keeping Russia safe from harm. But Koinskaya, I can't make heads or tails of what she's thinking, or what she really wants to do. I mean, unlike you, she can come and go between lost belts whenever she pleases, right? Then why can't we make her go to one that's a little more civilized? She doesn't need to stick around a destitute world like this one.
I'm afraid not. She's not one to change her behavior, no matter where she finds herself. In one sense, her actions stem from a love for humanity. That includes driving the weak into tight spots, sneering at them and stepping on them. She could step on me. What? She'll never oppose us or the Cryptors. It's best to think her, It's best to think of her as a difficult mercenary, who'll get the job done as long as you can pay for her services. All that said, I do agree that she has been acting a little too freely. Very well then. I'll speak to her and tell her to restrain herself while she's here in Russia. That should ensure she follows your commands as well. Does that suit you, Master of the Grand Duchess?
Fine with me. If she's gonna call herself a mercenary, I won't hesitate to use her like one. The Opportunity aren't gonna die as long as Ivan keeps dreaming. Tell Koinskaya to make sure she finishes off Chaldea's leftovers, for good this time. They're only human, so they're bound to stop by a town sooner or later. Have her keep an eye on the major ones, and take them out as soon as she finds them.
Understood. I really must point out, though, how terrible a thing that is for you to say of your former comrades, Kadek Zemlupus. And here I thought you were a kinder soul than that. Have these last few months been hard for you? Perhaps you should follow the Tsar's example and get some sleep yourself.
I'll admit I've been pushing myself past my limits, but I'm still the same guy I always was. Like you said, Chaldea's people are my former comrades. Emphasis on former. Now as the only master in Russia, in this lost belt, my goal is to ensure it comes out on top. I'm gonna pull off something a master from proper human history never could. I have to.
Well, it's good to see you in such high spirits. Pushing oneself too hard is a privilege afforded only to the young, after all. Rest assured, you have my full support. Caddoc Zemlipus, I have nothing but respect for your aspirations, and for your determination. But I will offer one piece of advice. He who does not love himself can never save the world. If I were you, I would think long and hard about where that hostility of yours comes from. Hostility, huh? So he's basically telling me to get over myself and accept that they're my rivals.
Huh. The hell they are. They just got lucky, that's... You mustn't say things you don't really mean, Caddoc. Even if you're only bluffing, lies like that will only eat away at you. Caddoc, you weren't able to save the world. That is simply a fact, and one you must accept.
They accomplished something you could not.
That is why you must take advantage of this new opportunity. To show everyone what you can really do. This is your opportunity to show them how strong you truly are. To demonstrate why you're a cryptor. Why you are one of those who were originally meant to save the world.
I know. Believe me, I know.
Okay, so Caddoc does respect us. He was just also being indignant about it. Perhaps. Or maybe not necessarily respect, but salty. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen, yeah, okay. This is what I thought we would get. I've seen this before. Let me have a look-see. Wait, right. I don't know why I went there to look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went there to look at it. Information. Party setup. Boom. Yeah, I've seen a screenshot of this before. Let's see. What do we got? Restore HP and remove defense debuffs. Okay. Okay, so it's a slightly improved version of the OG, right? Yeah. Okay. No, it heals less and gives less of an attack boost. Right? But it compensates by giving you also defense, remove defense debuffs and noble phantasm strength. I think. Yeah, we can go ahead and level that up. Dodge skill is worse. Yeah. That's fine. I rarely ever use the main one and don't use the dodge much anyway. That's fine. With that though, I think I'm gonna stop there. That was over 3 hours for just the introduction to the Lost Belt and the first section. So, yeah. This is gonna be quite long. This probably isn't even the worst Lost Belt in terms of length and dialogue. But yeah, it's this is gonna take a while, isn't it? Slightly longer than Shimuusa, shorter than Babylonia. Okay, well, that's not that bad. I guess we'll see. Just that there's more dialogue packed into like a shorter period, I guess. Like there's less breaks in the dialogue for battles, it seems. Which we kind of had that already with Salem, so pretty par for the course, I suppose. But yeah, this is... It makes me curious about, like, in canon, right? Once we deal with this lost belt, what? Actually, that probably... No, never mind. Me asking would probably be... Any answer you could give would probably be spoilery, so I'm not even gonna ask what I was gonna ask. But I guess we'll see what happens when we get to the end, I suppose. I do... I find it interesting, though. So, Rasputin, or, you know, yeah, Rasputin, yeah, whatever, is Ivan's mentor, apparently? But Ivan isn't a... I don't know. I don't know if... Maybe, I don't know. They made it seem like Ivan wasn't a servant, but at the same time, apparently the Opportunity or only live when he's dreaming, or sleeping, at least. So, maybe... I guess he could just be that powerful of an individual? Like, I know obviously he has a servant available in-game, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's a servant here, right? But then Rasputin currently is a servant, maybe? He's gotta be, if he's wearing Kyrie's body. So then what? I don't know. I assume all the questions I have regarding all that is probably gonna get answered as we go along. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it there. Yeah, next time, section 2 and maybe section 3. Probably, unless there's a lot of dialogue, like a lot of dialogue in this section, we'll probably do 2 and 3. Probably. Hopefully. But anyway, thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Peace. It wasn't made to not be confused. Yeah, it seems that way. But yeah, later.